Hey guys, and welcome to Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. This game is something. The goal of the game is to take this man who's in a pod and get him up a mountain. So today I'm gonna be giving you every single tip and trick I have to beat getting over it. So the first one here is for tree. I'm gonna have to do it individually, but just in general. One of the things you're gonna want to use most is hitting the ground right in front of you, and then pulling to the left on your mouse pad, and you're gonna want to use pogos quite a bit. That's where you go like that. So those are the two main sort of swings. You just push like right beneath you while swinging, or you just like aren't swinging and push right beneath you. But the main premise is that you push right beneath you, and you then climb over. Just put your hammer there, and pull yourself over that far. If you get like stuck right here, because I've had a couple people who have, you really need to. This is like the area to practice pretty much, because the rest of the time it's more like, actually, so you can get right here, you can just push down, but if you get like right here, and you can like slowly pull up there, and just slowly pull up there. That part's pretty simple. I think you guys can all do that. This bit is where it gets difficult, because you can either go like that, hit that, and then climb up that, or what I've found is you're also able to, if you hit it hard enough, just get up to the second one, but I'm not fully sure it's worth it, because, you can just go like that, and that. Maybe in a speedrun scenario it would be, but then you pretty much just like pull up, and once you're here, pull up again, and you want to keep like this kind of rhythm to the point where you're not like constantly falling off, but also to the point where you're not like, running too quickly and just like you basically you want to be able to get a rhythm where you can keep going forward steadily and it won't screw you up. Because look, if you go like right here, you go like quickly, right, but right here you go quickly, and then you get up here, and then you like start going really slowly. That was not exactly slowly, but that makes that bit a lot more difficult. Rather than going up and pulling off of that and going like that, you have to kind of keep a rhythm, is what I'm trying to say. It's got to be not too fast, but not too slow, and you'll eventually learn that. Like right here. Let me get back. I found a lot of people get stuck at house, which I find is an odd place to get stuck at, because I've barely ever actually gotten stuck there apart from like my first run. But yeah, if you've already made it this far, I think this is the point where you really want to like get comfortable with sensitivity. I've found if you turn sensitivity up all the way and click use trackpad tuning, this just makes it more accurate. You don't necessarily need it, but I'd strongly recommend it. It just makes it all that bit more accurate, and it takes a tiny bit of getting used to, but it's definitely worth having on. This bit here, some people find pretty difficult. You basically just pull up here and then grab onto this, and then once you pop up there, you can do that. But you can also, if you want to do a slower fashion, just do like this little pop up, go up here, and then pop up there again, go up here, and then do the same thing again. But you wanna keep stable with what you're doing. Like if you're just doing pogos, just do pogos. If you're just doing like the pull-ups, I guess you could call them, just do those. Because the more inconsistent things are, I tend to do pull-ups because they're a lot faster, but pogos are a lot more like safe to do. So once you get up here, this is the first like actually fully difficult part to me, at least. You have to kind of like pull up this, and there's some points that grab and some points that don't. like some angles you have to be at, because if you're like right here, you can make it, but if you're like right here, you know, you'll fall. And there are some points where if you go too fast, it can make it too slippery and you just can't make it up. But if you just go slowly and pull up there, you can definitely make that. There are also many different ways to approach this. You can pogo up and go like this, or you can do this strategy that I used to hate, but is now my personal favorite, where you get to like the edge of this rock here, I found works best, and then just slap left and right. Or if you want, right, like you can slap left and right. I'm pretty bad at that actually, but right, easiest way, you do the same slapping left and right thing, but from the top of this rock, you just go like bap, 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 or accurately. Okay, that's awkward. I did it wrong like 3 times in a row. There we go. It takes a tiny bit of getting used to, but you can get it. Or what you can also do is just a bit more painful, is pogo, grab, grab, and then go up like that. That's the way I learned, so I'm a bit more proficient at that. These little lanterns are the total key here. You have to use them and like ledge yourself. Use them as wedges, kind of. Just pull up like that, and bada bing, bada bang, you're up. And then, okay, once you get here, this is where you can really start to screw things up. Because right here, right, this bit isn't all that difficult. I find just going right, stopping for like a second, and then continuing going right works really well, but you can kind of find your rhythm there. Here, you like slap the mouse right, left, right, left, right, left. Like, and you may notice in a lot of speedruns, they go over this bucket, and you can do that, but I've never actually learned how. Then you can just, you know, continue along your way. Everything up until here has been at least like moderately easy. This is where shit kind of hits the fan. So be very careful, because a lot of people don't know, but this gap here is a spot where pretty much you can fall back to the start. If you want a demonstration of your evidence more accurately. There's nothing there. You just fall down. But say you get over here, right? This, I found, you get on this edge. If you can get on this corner, that's the best. And then just pop. This is furniture. So you can go up this furniture. It's actually a bit of a pain to do, though. What I like to do, I'll show you guys in a second. So you get up furniture. That bit's kind of annoying. Then you come over here. You just need to pop off this slide. I find that the easiest. Here is really scary, but I've found little to no one who can screw it up. You just slowly go to that side, and you'll be able to make it. If you really want to, you can also go like down here, and then grab onto that ledge, but it doesn't work nearly as well. But then you just go up, and one sec. This is another thing you can do. You see this little dot that my hammer is right above? You put it right above that dot, and then you make a full swing motion, and then tighten it a little bit as you're going up, and you can make this sort of thing. It's called furniture skip, where it's a certain pocket. You can just go up and skip the whole climbing up the furniture bit. But once you're here, I've found the best tendency is to get over to this corner as far as you possibly can without falling, being very careful there, and then hitting there, hitting there, hitting there, hitting there, hitting there. And you have to be slow about it. Well, you can't be too slow, but you have to be sort of slow about it. Like, you can't just go like that. You have to like actually time it. But if you go on this chair, then you can bounce up to this camera. I found the camera is a lot iffier than if you catch onto that little catch right there that you can use. And from there you just pull up. A lot of people actually find quite a bit of difficulty here because, you know, it can be pretty irritating sometimes. But once you get the hang of it, I can probably mess this up 2 in every like 5 times. There's a point where I got my hammer like wedged in there, I think, or something. Some weird stuff happened and I got stuck there for a bit. But I found just wiggling your hammer, you may fall a bit at worst, but it's pretty much the worst that can happen. Then you get over here. This is what the Getting Over It community calls Orange Hell, and it has that name for a very good reason. It is Orange Hell. It is hell. This is, to me, the most difficult part of the game. You go up here, and then you can either do this. I would not recommend this at all. You can go like that. But my best maneuver, I suppose, if you do it like that, there is a lot less likelihood you will fall, because if you screw up, well, I mean, you can always do that. One sec. Okay, we're back. Basically, you want to go like this, get on top of this bucket, and bounce up. Once you're here, this is where you want to start being careful. See that tiny little thing that right there goes up and then down? You want to grab right there and pull up to right here. And then you can go up to this tiny notch. Make sure you're pretty much in exactly the same positioning I am. Go up to this tiny notch, and then you're going to want to actually pull yourself towards your hammer more, because your hammer will do that, and you want to be on the other side of it by the time it does that. And here, you can't, from my experience at least, you can't just like reach up and grab here. So this is, to me, the scariest part of it. You have to go right here and then pogo, and you can grab there. Now, one sec. That is why you don't want to fall here. You can sometimes recover from it, but like 90% of the time I actually screw that up. But basically you can go up here, grab onto that, but do that as I showed you before. Don't do the little bouncing there. And then you bounce up here, and then you gotta take this and boing up here. That bit, now the most scary part is over. You can still fall, but it just takes you, once you fall from there, it just takes you down to the bottom of furniture, and if you really screw it up, it can take you back to the start, because if you go past the sled, there's a burger, and then if you go over that burger, there's a way you can fall back to start. But here, you pretty much just bounce up and grab onto his head. Once you're on his head, you do exactly the same thing for this thumb. Now, I have gotten stuck on this thumb. Like, you'll get stuck right there. You pretty much just wedge past it, go down, and bounce up again. That's the easiest way I've found, at least. There's some bats there, so watch out for those guys. There may also be a box the first time you play through. Don't hit it. Yeah, but so, actually I should probably explain that bit. But yeah, once you're here, you want to go to this ledge here and bounce up and then grab onto that. I don't think I've ever like screwed up that grab, and if you do, you pretty much just fall that far down unless you really push him against it. But you want to go here and then stop. Like, you don't want to move your mouse to the right at all, even if it looks like it's about to miss. Because worst that could happen is you'll miss. But if you go like up and then bounce and then hit it, you could go like back down there if you screw that up. I tend to just do that which probably, that's just because I speedrun a lot, but you can definitely just not do that and get away with it. You just want to go up, over, bounce around that. Once you're on that, you just want to pull up and over. It's pretty much that simple. Here you need to go over this. It's a rock. I think by this point you guys should be able to get over it. This, you know, it's another bounce. Grab onto it, go like that. Sorry if some of these things I'm brushing over are difficult for you, but to me, I don't mean this in an offensive way. I've done these things so many times that it's just, I don't see a way you could screw it up really. You just kind of climb over that. You go up here, go over here, climb up this, and then once you're right here, you're gonna want to take this. You have to be right in this exact spot, so your thing is flat, and it's gonna take a couple of tries, but you will eventually get a latch on, and you will fall quite a lot on this one. You're just gonna want to get it like that, bounce up, go again if you screw up. This is where, when I speedrun, I have the hardest time. I think if you go here, there's a chance it works better, but it's also a lot more difficult for like people who are just starting out to do, because you have to do like this weird side, like vertical one. You can go up here. I wouldn't entirely recommend it, but you can do like that weird awkward pogo, but I just recommend sticking like right here, going up. You'll eventually make it. It may take a couple of tries, but you will make it. And okay, that actually works as well. So if you go on the corner of this, I actually just might have discovered something I didn't know before. Learn something new every day, I guess. But going on the corner might help. Maybe. I'll need to test that more. But that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, it seems to be helping at least. Seems to be getting me a little higher, because then you can use the flat surface to pogo off of. So that actually makes quite a bit of sense. I hadn't thought about it that way. So yeah, I'm just gonna get up now. You can do it that way, but I recommend you use the other way. It's gonna take a lot of time. For the video's sake, I'm just not gonna do it. But you can use that corner trick if you like. You can use the other one I just used. It's a bit more difficult. And then here is anvil. You pretty much just have to go on top of this anvil, slap your mouse like, I wish I could show you. It's like a boop, but you start it beneath you. You just go like bap, and then you're up. Or if you want, the first time I did it, there's another way. You can go right here, and you can, if you get it right, I don't even know how I did it, but my first run ever I did, and I would really not recommend using it, but you can technically pull up there using this. So if you really like pulling over bouncing, there we are, yeah. You can do that, but I just recommend boop, doing that. From here, you just go like that, go like that, go like that. And then this is where a lot of people have quite a bit of difficulty, because you bounce onto the first one, right? The first one's pretty simple. You bounce onto the second one, right? The second one's pretty simple. Then you kind of have to change it up for the third one, and that is where I screw up a lot. Like, I've been doing speedruns where I've had like, I don't know, a minute 50 there maybe, and then I've screwed up that one time in the speedrun and suffered like a minute because of it. Just because anvil's also really easy to screw up and getting up that little thing. So once you're here, you go to this one, or don't do it like that. This is my issue, actually. I have a lot of difficulty on this bit. It's gonna take a while, and you're gonna be crying by the end of it. But you may make it first try. I've seen people that have just gone up here and boop, boopity boop, boopity boop, gone like that, gone like that, gone like that, gone over here, bounced onto this one, that one there. That jump is the easiest one. And bounced on this one. There's really no trick with it. You just can't do that, is the main point. kind of just do that. You kind of have to go with it. This is the snake. This is here to absolutely torture you. Basically, this is Bucket here. What you're meant to do is you're meant to go up and go like that. The sign that says "Do not ride snake" is very honest. If you've ever seen Markiplier, I think he might have fallen down it. It takes you back to the start. Point is, don't go on the snake unless you want to go back to the start. In which case, go down the snake. I used to go down the snake just for fun. Like, I used to have this thing where if someone subscribed when I was near enough to the snake, I would just go down it. But I wouldn't entirely recommend it for your first run because it makes you lose quite a bit of progress. That bit here, this bit, once you're right here, after Bucket, oh god, Bucket, I don't want to have to explain this. You bounce up, you grab on, and then you, something one of my people that helped me play noticed was if you quit the game, it autosaves, by the way. You can load back in. The bucket will be still again. So you can go like that. And you can technically pogo off the bucket. But I seriously wouldn't recommend it. It screws you up like 50% of the time. Also, if you don't feel like exiting and going back in, you can also like kind of balance it out with your body. But you want to go up and knock off it like that and get onto this ledge. Once you're on this ledge, you're pretty much set. You just gotta get to the edge of this edge, and then you can go up here if you really want. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it though, as it's more risky than just like going over to the other side normally. But you can go like that, pop over here, and then yeah. This is the ice wall. I'm gonna put up a map right now of all the spots on the ice wall that you can grab onto. Basically, you want to latch onto these spots, and after a certain amount of time, you will kind of memorize them. Like, I know where most of them are. There's one right above my mouse here, and then there's one right there, and then you're up. I just use that map and get up, because, you know, you can do it without the map, and that's what I did my first run, but it's not quite as fun. From here, you actually just, like, get to the top of the stairs and then bounce up. Here, this is the antenna. At this point, you should be pretty familiar with stuff. You pretty much just, like, climb up this. Right? Like, you go up this thing. There is a point on here that I remember finding pretty difficult. It might have been this one. You've just got to balance here. I found him boinging up works pretty well. And then you got to pull off the top. There is a point on there where you can screw yourself. Here you have to be very careful, because if you push down really hard, you can throw yourself down to the surface. But from here, you're pretty much set. You literally just knock off rocks and pull yourself upwards towards the sky. See, there's like a meteor here. And then I can pop up. And then boom. You're done. I'm not alone. So, I can't show you guys this, but I hope you guys enjoy that wonderful surprise. And I'll see you all in the next video.